Big card coming up at Nottoway High School this weekend. The BWF makes its return to Nottoway. 6 big matches. Bruiser Graham joined me to talk about the matches and more. Nottoway High School this weekend, Saturday. BWF in action. Hear about it right here on the Sports Buffet Podcast. Always love being joined by our next guest on the Sports Buffet Podcast, Bruiser Graham, the owner-operator. He does everything with the Bruiser Wrestling Federation. Big card coming up this Saturday night in Nottoway. And Bruiser, always good to have you on the podcast. And I'll tell you, this card at Nottoway, it's got me excited.
Well, Bobby, I tell you, it's great to be on the podcast. Me and you go back years and years. I remember coming over to your house and watching pay-per-views with you, and that seems like, in a way, it seems like yesterday, but it's been many years ago. So glad that we kept in touch, and glad that you're doing this for all the local sports, and just glad to be a part of it.
They really were the good old days, but obviously you've got things going really good now at the Bruiser Wrestling Federation. Tell me a little bit about this week's card at Nottoway High School.
Well, we run about 10 shows a year, and every show we do is for a fundraiser, and this Saturday is no different. We're going to be at Nottoway High School Saturday night. It's going to start at 8 p.m. bell time. Doors open at 6, and this is a fundraiser for the Blackstone Fire Department. And for those of you who are not really that familiar with where Nottoway High School is, if you look at kind of between, you go Farville, Crew, and then Blackstone. So it's kind of between Crew and Blackstone.
I think it's worth a drive for anybody to come up there and see it. And, I really like what you touched on right there. A lot of people are out to do things right now that just, benefit them and make money for them and everything, but not you guys. Talk about why every show you do benefits a group or somebody else, like you pointed out.
Well, basically what we wanted to do and what my goal was when I did this, which was over 10 years ago doing promotion, was that I wanted to bring back kind of the old school. It was like the old Mid-Atlantic days. I wanted to bring about a federation that could interact with the fans. And as you know, I used to travel 8 years with Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant and kind of picked his brain while we were on the road about what to do, what not to do, what were some of the good things that a promotion could do, and what were some of the mistakes a promotion could make. So I wouldn't, get into those categories with mistakes. I want to do the most positive thing I can with the wrestling. I want to make it a family show. I want to make it where you can take little kids, where you can take, we have a lot of church people come to our shows, because we put on a good product. It's highly entertaining, and you can bring the whole family to it. And, I'm proud that we're an organization like that. And, Nottoway is going to be no different. We mix in a lot of the local stars, which we've got a guy from Keysville, Billy Gibbs, who's been wrestling with me for years. We've got from Appomattox Steve, who helps coach one of the football teams, the high school football teams. He's going to be wrestling for us. We've got the old WCW, one of their stars, the Maestro, is going to be there Saturday. Booga Booga, who is kind of like Kamala, he's going to be there. And we've got a ladies match. And we've got a battle royal. So we've got 6 big matches. And it's well worth the drive. Like you said, Bobby, we keep our ticket prices low so people can come and with the whole family. And, our ringside tickets are 12 or 10 in advance. General admission for adults is 10 at the door, 8 in advance. And kids or students are 7 at the door, 6 in advance. And anybody that wants information on advance tickets or more information about our organization, they can go to our website, which is bwfprowrestling.com, or we have a Facebook page under Bruiser Wrestling Federation.
I want to talk about some of the matches here in just a second specifically, but one thing you touched on is the family value. And, if you watch Mid-Atlantic or things like that from back in the day, one of the goals, especially for the good guys, was to kind of really get the crowd into it. Bad guys, I guess, too, for that matter. But talk about why you want to have that energetic crowd there, and maybe why families really fit that bill more so than, just people who want to see people get smashed by chairs and blood and all that stuff.
Well, I think it's a difference, Bobby, in the culture. Here in the South, we were used to going with the Mid-Atlantic wrestling. And when you get up north, it's a little bit more hardcore wrestling. And, I kind of like the old days of the, this telling of the story. I like the old days of the psychology, the good and bad. Sometimes you look on television now and you can't tell the good guy from the bad guy, So I kind of like it, that, because in a way we're teaching good versus bad. And, most of the time good comes out on top. And we want to be that kind of a, family, like I said, atmosphere where I can let the wrestlers interact with the fans. And, it's not like WWE or TNA where you go and pay a high-priced ticket and you see the wrestlers, one time when they come out. We have wrestlers that come out at like an hour before we start signing autographs, taking pictures, so I want to make it a very family-oriented event and, a family-friendly event where the kids can take away an autograph and a smile and a souvenir, and remember that night and make it a special night.
Give me one of the matches on your card, or you can talk multiple matches where there's really a feud going.
Well, we do 6 matches, and we're going to have 6 matches that night. Just a quick review of the lineup. We've got a battle royal at the beginning where the winner of the battle royal will get a future BWF World title shot. Then the second match, I've got a guy coming from North Carolina. His name is Scrapyard Dog. He's one of the, related to Junkyard Dog, one of the cousins. And he's taking on Ooga Booga, who I mentioned was kind of like Kamala. So, that's going to be a very entertaining matchup. Third match, I've got the Southside Players, who are one of our most popular tag teams, taking on Dustin Daniels and the Fugitive, and they're a rough and tough kind of tag team, so that should be a highly entertaining match as well. And then the fourth match, which is the match right before intermission, I have the ladies' title match, which will be Jennifer Blaze, who is our current champion, against Casey Carlisle. And Jennifer Blaze is a very tough lady. She's a roller derby girl, so, she's the real deal, man. She can put some bumps and bruises on you. And for all the independent wrestling fans, they'll know who Casey Carlisle is, because Casey's a veteran. She's a tough girl, and that should be a real heavy hitter between those two. Heck, that might be more heavy hitting than most of the guys' matchups we got going on there. And then usually after the fourth match, we take a short intermission break for everybody to, go outside or get a drink, a hot dog, catch your breath a little bit, and then we return with the semi-main and the main event. The semi-main will be a tag team match for our tag team championship, which is Simply Perfect, who are our current champions, consisting of Mike and Tommy Williams. Mike has made a couple appearances on WWE. He wrestled Zack Ryder and Ezekiel Jackson. So he's been up there on WWE a couple times on television, and he's one half of our tag team champions, and they'll be going against a local guy from Keysville, Billy Gibbs, who's been around about 12 years wrestling, and a masked guy from Madison Heights. His name is Caden Phoenix. So that should be a very good matchup for the tag titles. And then the main event is our friend B from Appomattox, who is, like I mentioned, one of the coaches, and he is he is the current BWF champion, and he'll be taking on the former WCW star, the Maestro, in the main event.
Final question for you, Bruisers. Always appreciate the time. Look forward to the show in Nottoway and the rest of the calendar year as well. And you've kind of touched on this throughout the interview, but why keep on doing this? I believe you just had the anniversary either this past year or this year of the Bruiser Wrestling Federation, but what gets you out of bed each day to be excited to run the Bruiser Wrestling Federation?
Well, Bobby, I tell you, it's really the fans. It's doing stuff for the fans, the community. It's, teaching, like I said, people to smile, to laugh, to enjoy themselves. Life is tough, and, a lot of people experience tough times, but, when they go watch a show for 2 hours, they can put all that aside. They can yell, scream, it's a good stress release, it's good entertainment, and, man, I just love to do it. Last year we celebrated our 10th anniversary of running shows, and actually tomorrow, which will be May the 11th, I had my first match May the 11th of 1995. So I've been in it 17 years myself wrestling. And this was just a way for me to give back to the business, to the fans that have supported me. And, just to, I love it because we do a lot of shows, and every show is different. There's no one show exactly the same. You can go to work every day. It can be the same thing every day. But when you put on a wrestling event, it's different. Every event is different. And that's what I look forward to is how different they're going to be, how exciting they are, and just the reaction of the people that come and watch and enjoy themselves, tell us we're doing a good job, and, they come back to see us.
Well, Bruiser, I certainly give you credit as well, because in today's society, it seems like a lot of people at the top want to, look out for themselves and, to heck with everybody else. But like you said, you're giving back, and I think that speaks to your character. It should be a great show, and Nottoway, as always, appreciate your time and look forward to doing this again real soon.
Yeah, Bobby, anytime, and like I said, I appreciate you having us, and come on out there if you can Saturday, and, let's let everybody come that can in that area, and like you said, if you're not that close, it's well worth the drive. Any information, go to my website, BWFProWrestling.com, or our Facebook, Bruiser Wrestling Federation. Hope to see everybody there. Thank you, Bobby.
Definitely. Thank you, Bruiser, as well, and we look forward to doing it again.
All right, thanks.